Okay, so I'm going to do another example here with our bounded areas. So I'm going to look for the area. I want to find the area bounded between, let's use y equals x squared minus 4 and y equals negative 2. So what is that? Before we get stuck into this, what does this area look like? What does y equals x, what does x squared take 4 look like? It's a quadratic, a parabola. So it's like a normal one, but it's shifted down 4, so that's negative 4. And looks like this. Oh, that's terrible. But you get the idea. And then y equals negative 2. Negative 2, so it's just a straight line across. So when I'm asking for the area bounded by these two functions, I'm looking for this shaded area in here. So what are my bounds going to be? Do I know what they are yet? No, I don't know what they're going to be yet. Okay, maybe some of you can work them out. But remember what I said, when I have a question like this, when I'm combining two functions, I can combine the area, I'm going to combine them first by subtraction. Okay, so I'm going to let me start this. So I'm going to let fx, or if fx is taken I can use something else. I'm going to let fx equal one of these functions take away the other function. So which one would you like me to take away from the other? Do you want the quadratic take away the straight line? Or the straight line take away the quadratic? Are you sure? So Mary's saying the straight line take the quadratic. So I'm going to do the quadratic take the straight line. Well, let's find out. Let's find out. So I'm going to go the quadratic. I'm going to go x squared take 4. And I'm going to now this is, I have to make sure I do this properly. So take away negative 2. So I've really got x squared take 2. So this is the function, guys, this is the function that I'm going to find the area. So I'm actually asking for what is the area, so this question here is what is the area bounded by x squared take 2. Okay, so because I've combined these two functions into this function, I'm actually asking for what is this area here? What is the area bounded by this curve? Now, how do I do that? I don't have any bounds yet. So if I have a function and I'm asking for what is the area bounded by this function, what do I need to find? And what are the bounds? The x-intercepts. Okay, so I need to find the x-intercepts for this function. So my x-intercepts, I'm going to let f of x equal 0. So I have 0 is equal to x squared take 2. So x squared equals 2. X is plus minus root 2. So my bounds are negative root 2 and positive root 2. So my area, total area, is the integral from negative root 2 to positive root 2 of x squared take 2 dx. which is from, so I've got x cubed on 3, take 2x, negative root 2 to positive root 2. So those thirds are going to get a bit messy, that's okay. So I've got root 2 to the 3 over 3, take 2 root 2, take away negative 2 root 2 to the 3 on 3, take away 2 times negative root 2. And this is where my big F notation would have helped, because I've got a lot of negatives in here, but let's see how we go. Negative root 2 cubed is, what is that? 2 root 2. So I've got 2 root 2 on 3. What am I doing? That is take away, do this all over 3, take away negative 2 root 2. And then I've got my take away 2 root 2, and then that becomes plus plus, take away another 2 root 2. So that is that 4 root 2 on 3? Take 4 root 2. That's just my area. Now, can someone maybe, calculator on me, can someone maybe just get me an estimate, because this is an area I'm after. So maybe just punch that into your calculator. So I can simplify with this with fractions actually. 4 root 2 on 3, take 12 root 2 on 3. So that's negative 8 root 2 on 3. So what's the problem with that? The negative. I have a negative area. Is that okay?
No.
It's not really okay. What does a negative area mean? Below the x-axis. And why have I turned out to have this negative area? Because, yeah. Specifically, what were we looking for? The area bounded by these two. Now, when we combined the two functions, we went the quadratic take away this function here. So we really went this area underneath the quadratic. So if I draw this line here, so the area underneath the quadratic, well, the area from here to here for the quadratic is going to be, that's a negative area. Take away another smaller negative area. Not sure how much sense that makes. But because the area, let me say that again. Because the functions, we picked the wrong way. So we took the one below away from the one above. We ended up with this negative area. Are we interested in the sign of the area though? Well, no, we're not really. We're just interested in the size of it. Like when we're being asked what's the shaded area, they want to know how much, how much area is it. So what can we do to fix this problem? Absolute value. We could just go mod. So really, we should be modding all of this. So really, we could just say the total area is mod of negative 8 root 2 on 3, which is 8 root 2 on 3. Alright, now what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to jump into Desmos and do a quick demo showing how this works.